Have you ever heard about a place where ships and planes vanish without leaving even a trace behind? No wreckage, no distress calls, no survivors. Just complete silence as if they were swallowed by the ocean itself. That place is called the Bermuda Triangle. It is not marked on any official map, and if you sailed through the Atlantic Ocean, you would not find a signboard warning you that you are now entering the triangle. Yet, on maps, it is usually drawn as an area between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Inside this invisible triangle lies one of the world's biggest and most mysterious legends. The Bermuda Triangle first became famous because of strange accidents. One of the most talked about cases is known as Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, five U.S. Navy planes took off from Florida for what should have been a simple training mission. These were skilled pilots flying strong torpedo bombers. The weather was clear and everything seemed routine. But soon the leader of the squad radioed that his compass was not working properly. Other pilots also reported the same problem. They became confused, lost track of their location, and kept circling without knowing where to go. Their voices on the radio sounded panicked, and then suddenly, silence. All five planes disappeared without leaving behind wreckage or survivors. What makes the story even scarier is that a rescue plane with 13 men was sent to search for them, and within minutes, that plane also disappeared. In a single day, 6 planes and 27 people were gone. The mystery shocked the world, and newspapers quickly gave a name to the region where it happened: the Bermuda Triangle. But this story was not the first hint of something strange happening in that part of the Atlantic. Hundreds of years earlier, in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed directly through the area during his first voyage to the Americas. In his journal, he wrote that his compass began acting strangely, and he even saw glowing lights moving across the horizon. Imagine being on a wooden ship in the middle of a dark ocean, no land in sight, and suddenly your navigation tool becomes useless while lights dance in the sky above you. That image alone could send shivers down anyone's spine. More and more reports added to the mystery. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, a massive U.S. Navy ship carrying over 300 crew members, completely vanished while traveling through the Bermuda Triangle. No radio message was received, no wreckage was ever found. A ship of that size disappearing without any explanation seemed impossible, and yet it happened. Just a few years later, another ship, the Carroll A. Deering, was discovered sailing aimlessly. When it was boarded, everything inside was perfectly normal. Food was in the kitchen, sails were up, but the entire crew was missing. It was as if they had simply walked off the ship into thin air. Stories like these made the Bermuda Triangle legendary. People started calling it the Devil's Triangle. Authors wrote thrilling books about it. Filmmakers used it as the setting for science fiction movies, and television shows described it as a portal to another dimension. Some even believed that aliens were behind the disappearances, capturing ships and planes to study humans. Others suggested that the lost city of Atlantis was hidden beneath the waves, sending out strange forces that interfered with navigation and pulled vessels down into the deep ocean. But science also had its explanations, and they were less dramatic than alien abductions. One simple reason is weather. The Atlantic Ocean is known for its violent storms and sudden hurricanes. Conditions can change in minutes. A ship caught in such weather could sink before it had a chance to send a distress signal. In earlier times, ships and even aircraft were not equipped with modern technology like GPS or advanced communication systems. Getting lost at sea was far easier then. Another explanation is the compass problem. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the rare places on Earth where a compass may point to true north rather than magnetic north. That difference might seem small, but when navigating across the open ocean, even a slight error could push a vessel hundreds of miles off course, leaving it stranded with little hope of return. There is also the theory of methane gas. Scientists have discovered that beneath the ocean floor in certain regions are massive pockets of frozen methane. If that gas is suddenly released, it can create bubbles that reduce the density of water. A ship floating on such frothy water could sink almost instantly without time for a single distress call. Planes flying low could also face engine trouble if they pass through methane clouds. It sounds like science fiction, but it is a real possibility. Even with these explanations, people continue to debate whether the Bermuda Triangle is truly more dangerous than other parts Of the ocean. Skeptics argue that just as many accidents happen in other busy shipping routes. The only difference, they say, is that the Bermuda Triangle has a scary reputation, so people notice those accidents more. The U.S. Coast Guard has even officially stated that the Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than any other part of the ocean. Yet, despite such statements, the mystery does not disappear because some cases remain unsolved, even in the modern age. In 1963, the Marine Sulphur Queen, a ship carrying molten sulfur, disappeared with 39 crew members. In 1971, a small passenger plane vanished near the Bahamas just minutes after takeoff. Neither left behind wreckage or clues. These events happened not centuries ago, but within living memory, which makes them harder to ignore. Of course, the mystery has been made even more popular by books, films, and even video games. Each new theory makes the Bermuda Triangle sound more fascinating. Aliens abducting humans for experiments, time warps pulling vessels into another dimension, or energy crystals from Atlantis creating strange forces under the ocean. None of these ideas have solid proof, but they capture the imagination, especially because the ocean is still one of the least explored parts of our planet. Scientists say that more than 80% of the seafloor is still unmapped. We know more about outer space than we do about our own oceans. With that in mind, who can say for sure what lies hidden beneath the waves of the Bermuda Triangle? The legend stays alive because people are naturally curious. We love mysteries, especially ones that cannot be easily explained. For some, the Bermuda Triangle is simply a story of bad weather and human error. For others, it is a doorway to something unknown and possibly supernatural. The truth is probably a mixture. Some disappearances can be explained with science, but others leave behind questions that fuel the legend. And that is what makes the Bermuda Triangle so fascinating. It is not only about missing ships and planes. It is about the human desire to search for answers, to explore the unknown, and to keep wondering about what lies beyond what we can prove. Each new story adds more excitement, and the legend grows bigger with time. Maybe one day, with advanced technology, we will finally solve the mystery completely. Or maybe it will always remain unsolved, existing as a riddle floating in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Until that day comes, the Bermuda Triangle will continue to be one of Earth's greatest mysteries, sparking fear, curiosity, and imagination in every generation that hears about it. And now the question remains, if you were given the chance, would you dare to fly or sail straight through the Bermuda Triangle? Or would you avoid it altogether, just in case the stories are true? Sometimes it is not the answers that keep us hooked, but the mysteries themselves.